That man to your left, 41 points tonight, 20 in the fourth quarter. What did you see from him, really from start to finish?
Just locked in. We knew we had an advantage in the interior tonight, and just try to get it to him early and often and late. So that was my mindset all game.
Pretty good defensively. In fact, Darvin just said he's your defensive middle linebacker. Had that big block shot, a couple minutes left. Made all his free throws, too. I think it was 11 for 11 down the stretch.
Yeah, big time. Nothing surprised me, though, with him. I've been in so many big games with him, but it's always a treat to see him go off like that, and happy to be a part of it.
LeBron, you had 6 assists before you scored tonight and finished with 12. What did you see earlier?
I just try to read, angles and things of that nature. And, most of them, was the AD. I was just seeing the way they were playing AD. They was allowing me to kind of come off the pick and rolls. I was able to hit AD in a couple pocket passes. He was able to finish them. So, got him in a great rhythm early on, and I think that carried on to the fourth quarter for us.
Prior to tonight, one of the better games you guys played, even while the stretch has been tough, was in OKC. And it was a big assist night for you, a big assist night for the team, and you beat a good quality opponent. Is that part of what the recipe could be for you guys moving forward?
Can be. Can be. But obviously, every game has its own challenges. But, I would say the year that we won a championship, I led the league in assists. And, not comparing that team because that's a hell of a team that year when we won it. But it's always been, good ingredients when I have those, good assist games where I feel like everybody's getting involved. But when I have those high assists, most of them go to AD. And that means that's very well. That works well for our team because he's big time for us.
There have been times this year, LeBron, where he's had huge first quarters and teams have adjusted and the ball just kind of hasn't found its way back to him as much. How important is it for you guys moving forwards to keep finding ways to adjust to teams' adjustments and still get him his touches and feed him?
I think he had 6 assists tonight too, right? So, even with them making adjustments, because they did double him out at some point, he had 6 assists as well to go along with those points that he had in the free throws. So, he was just clicking on all cylinders. So, but it's always important for us to, look for AD throughout the game, finding ways to adjust to the adjustments that other team go against him, because obviously teams know how dynamic he is.
How about just what he did in the last minute of the game? He blocked a shot, he hit free throws, made buckets. I mean, you may not win without what he was able to do there.
No, we can't win without AD. It's impossible.
LeBron, some of the second unit groups you've been in, like second quarter, fourth quarter, have been better lately. Seawood's been in there more often. Max, Vando, what have you found with those groups after they weren't as effective earlier in the season?
I don't think they were very effective earlier in the season because we just didn't have time. I think we're getting into a rhythm of rotations and lineups and things of that nature. You kind of know who you're going to be out there with, so the more minutes that you log, the more continuity that you get on the floor, and we kind of know where we want to get to offensively and defensively, so that helps.
What impressed you the most about Cam?
I think he was always ready offensively. I think he had one miscue, where he kind of bobbled the ball, whatever the case may be, but he was very shot aggressive. I feel like teams kind of, try to force him to make shots or want to, force him to shoot. And there's times where, he's in between. And I thought tonight when the ball found his hands, pretty much he was ready to let it go. And obviously defensively, he's always great.
Their coach was absolutely irate about the fourth quarter discrepancy in free throws, 23-2. How did you see did you see it called fairly in the fourth quarter?
I felt like they fouled and we didn't.
Last question.
With Seawood specifically, outside of the shot making, what's the biggest difference you've seen from him the past couple of weeks compared to early in the season? Seawood.
Who, Seawood?
Yeah, Christie.
Man, that man only care about a bucket. So when he get a rhythm, and he know he gonna play, Seawood care about buckets. That's Seawood, all right. And he did a good job. He does a good job of also rebounding for us. But I just think it's a rhythm thing for our team. But you ask Seawood's all about a bucket.
Thanks, LJ.
Thank you. You need 20 points in that fourth quarter, 41 overall. Darvin just compared it to the stretch you had towards the end of the last regular season. How do you feel out there, and how easy towards the end of last season when you had 50 plus against Washington, 40 against Milwaukee? How easy does it look? How easy does it feel for you? It looks pretty easy.
Just in a great rhythm right now. Teammates doing a good job of giving me the basketball. Spots where I can be effective. Trying to do everything I can just to help the team get back to the other side, which is winning. And obviously tonight we know Jakob Porto, the rim protection kind of wasn't going to be there tonight, and we just tried to take advantage of that.
When you guys, when you kind of hit you in the first quarter pretty heavily, hit you again in the fourth quarter, is that a pretty good bookend for you? Is that a pretty good recipe for you guys to win?
I think so. Obviously, I think, tonight, everybody stepped up. Cam, big shots, big plays defensively. T-Wood, big shots, big plays. TP. I think all our guys just, clicking on all cylinders. We were locked in. Obviously that team over there, good team, can play. A lot of playmakers and scorers. So, I think just the difference was, our guys just made plays today.
You've had some moments over the last season and a half where you get the ball at the free throw line in a late game situation. Didn't go the way you wanted it to. Did that flash through your mind at all tonight?
No. I know what you're talking about, but Boston last year, Philly. But no. DS was actually talking to me in the last two. He said this is what the pressure's on now, so I want to make them on purpose with no rim. I want to hit the rim, but other than that, I feel very confident stepping up to the line, any situation to make free throws to put the game away. So, nothing went through my mind.
How gratifying, just the last minute of the game when things were on the line, you played tremendous both ends. How gratifying a last minute was that for you tonight?
It was good that we got the win. It's going to take plays on both ends of the floor to win basketball games, especially in the final stretch. DS makes a bank three. Austin is right there for a contest. We try to get the ball in quick. It's going to be a free throw game. No timeouts for them. We had none for us as well. So, the last 4.5, 5 minutes of the game was kind of back and forth. So, see, I can 2 threes. We come down. Austin hit a three, top of the key. So, it's plays like that kind of had a game going back and forth where you need to get a stop. And we did that.
Go ahead.
For you personally, though, the way you carried the team to close it out, the satisfaction, what you were able to do at the end of the game tonight.
It was all of us. It just wasn't me, honestly. Some big time stops. We got rebounds, and they wanted me to get the ball for as far as the free throws, but my teammates was making right reads, and I was just trying to finish.
Your mid-range game was not there in November, and then since then it's been pretty consistent. Was there anything that unlocked it and just kind of you found the rhythm basically everywhere on the court?
I just wasn't shooting it enough. A lot of my shots was coming in the paint, post-ups, and duckings and seals and things like that. Now the way the teams are playing me, doubling on the catch and on the dribble. I've been just getting back to the mid-range, easier shot, instead of finding double teams to get a shot up. So that's all it is, just continuing to trust it and shoot it.
And how important you think it is for Cam to also find some offense with his defense?
Yeah, he's playing great defensively. Offensively, he's making shots. We just keep going to him, tell him to keep shooting, don't hesitate. If you're open, let it go. If teams feel like they can leave you open, then you make them pay. And, think he hit 2 of them tonight. One was actually a big shot, but Cam will be fine. We just continue to feed confidence into him and tell him to keep going.
What kind of clarity,
Last
if any, has these last 4 games provided for this group, from the poor performance against Miami to the bad fourth quarter against Memphis to closing out 2 tight games against the Clippers and tonight?
That everything is self-inflicted. Our turnovers, poor execution, our lack of attention to detail, which got us in a situation of losing 4 straight. And then we flip the switch and pick all those categories up, and we're able to get 2 wins. So, we've proven that we can do it throughout the course of the season, play how we're supposed to play to get wins. So now it's just on us to continue that path and live with the result. But, it's tough to live with the result when you have a lot of self-inflicted wounds. When we're able to play the way we play and actually just make a team beat us and we not beat ourselves, you got to live with that result.
Thanks, Aiden.
Thank you.
Hey, Max. Hey. You just take us through your big offensive rebound there late in the game?
Yeah, I think AD had it in the post, I'm pretty sure. I'm in the opposite corner. RJ Barrett kind of went over to double from his backside. And he sort of turned around, and no one was guarding me, so I just went straight to the rim. I think someone was trying to crack back on me, but I kind of got around him, got a rebound, and then just went up, but they got fouled. So, yeah.
Hey, Max. Obviously, Cam went down, and then you come in. How challenging is that to come into a close, tight game in the last couple minutes after being on the bench for a while?
Yeah, no, I mean, it felt good. I haven't been in that scenario in a little while. I know I was in one of those, I think, against Washington my rookie year, but I hadn't been in at the end of the game in a tight game in a while, so it felt good to sort of feel that adrenaline. I had that big offensive rebound, made one of the 2 free throws, but, yeah, I mean, it felt good to be out there when it mattered most. I think it felt good just to be out there, and I felt the adrenaline. I sort of leaned into it, and, I had a good time, obviously, winning the game.
And Max, when AD's going the way he is tonight, what can the guards do to help facilitate that and continue that momentum so he can have, that kind of performance night in and night out on a more consistent basis?
We'll get him the ball is the first thing, obviously. As guards, we need to get him the ball, especially when he's, playing as well as he is. I think he ended with 41. 10 of 11 from the free throw line, especially made some crucial free throws down the stretch. So, yeah, we just need to feed him the ball. I mean, plain and simple as guards, when you see, one of your best players rolling like that, we got to get him the ball in areas that he's effective. And, I think we did a good job of that. And obviously, AD's really talented and really skilled, and so that makes it easy on us as well.
Max, I wanted to ask you about Christian Wood. I mean, as of late, he's been playing, been huge for you guys. Mm-hmm. You guys are back to that lineup with A and Christian Wood at times too. Mm-hmm. What are some things that you like from that lineup, playing with that lineup? And then also, what are some things you've seen from C. Wood having the confidence to go out there, and he's been really hooping these last 4 games too? Yeah, I think the biggest thing for him is he's really been protecting the rim, 1, for the first part. He's getting a lot of crucial blocks. And then 2, he's stretching the floor with his 3. And so, it's really good to see him out there, doing his thing, playing well. Because, he sticks with his routine, whether he's playing or whether he's not, seeing him off the court. It's obviously really good just to see him be on the court and play as well as he can. And so he's been really, really big for us. Got some big minutes, 24 minutes, 5 for 10 from the field. So, he played really, really well.
Max, for these kind of games that are kind of going back and forth, there was a stretch where you guys were losing some of these games. What do you think has been the difference as of late for you guys to kind of continue the momentum and to close out these games?
I think it's all part of the process, right? So, like you said, we were in some of these games earlier in the season. We may not, came out with the win, but I think that experience for us, losing those games, seeing what we can improve, and, us coming together as a team, watching the film and seeing what we can do better. And I think tonight was sort of a culmination of that. We got in the same end-of-game situation, as we did, I think, last game against the Clippers, and we pulled that one out, and same thing with tonight. And so it's all part of the process. Wins and losses, lose some close ones, you see what you can do better, and then we come together and get better from it, and then we apply it to a game like tonight, and then we get the win.
Max, you're 20 years old. Like, I honestly forget how young you are. Like, how is it, like, in terms of, like, Brian, like, the pressure of being with the Lakers organization, all those elements, and you're always poised. I never really see you get rattled at all. Like, how is it at that age, being so poised like you are and having to deal with all the stuff that you've had to deal with at 20?
Yeah, I mean,
first off, playing for the Lakers, obviously he's probably the most historic and biggest franchise in the league, and so with that comes a lot of responsibility. And like you said, being a young kid, still trying to figure out my way at times, it's tough. But like you said, I just try to keep my poise at all times and be as professional as I can. That's just the outlook I've had all season: is stay ready, be professional, and when your name is called, do your thing. And so I think I've done a good job of that so far this season, and that's just the outlook I've been having, so far in my career.
Joe, just coming into the season, how were you able to mentally prepare for that? Just knowing you were going to play for a franchise like the Lakers, how did you prepare for that?
Yeah, I think I saw it from a different lens rather than as playing for the Lakers as a pressure, like I said, pressure. It's really more of a privilege, right? So not many people at 20 years old can say they're playing for the Lakers, along with LeBron, AD, and all my other teammates, right? So I'm seeing it from that lens as, sort of something that I'm lucky to be able to do. I've worked for, and that sort of alleviates sort of the pressure feeling that you have. I feel like I have to play well, I have to do this. Instead I'm just going out and giving as best I can, and that's all I can ask for.
Hey, Darvin, just to start on Anthony Davis, he has all the clutch free throws, right, 11 in the fourth quarter, and manages to score 41 on only 17 field goal attempts. What was the most effective part of his game, and how did you feel like that was the biggest key tonight?
Just his efficiency, just him being a presence in the paint, being a presence at the rim, drawing fouls, knocking down his free throws, times where he got it in trail or they were off him a little bit, him setting his feet, knocking it down from deep, but just the efficiency in which he played tonight was awesome. Just his communication defensively, that's a tough team to guard. They're extremely athletic, long athletic wings and really quick, fast guards, highly skilled guards. So just everybody, him being our defensive middle linebacker, just keeping everybody alert and aware of what they should be doing. And, happy to pull this one out, but just his relentlessness in the paint was huge for us tonight.
In the last several games now, you've had a lot of bench players in the positive, just with plus minus and playing well. What do you think's unlocked some of those groups?
Just us constantly watching film and seeing ways we can get better. Just encouraging, obviously being alert and active defensively. And I think that provides the juice when you're getting stops. You're able to get sometimes the best offense is a really good defense. And our ability to get stops, hold teams to one possession, gather long rebounds or rebounds in the paint and get the ball going, down the other way. Guys running, sprinting, when they attack their running habits and just moving the ball. Everything seems to be happening in flow. 34 assists just means guys are willing passers, and we encourage our guys to be shot aggressive. And not a lot of times early on, especially the last month or so, we had a ton of times where guys are catching the ball and being indecisive. But I think the way we've been attacking the paint and spraying the ball around, just energy. The ball finds energy, and guys are again not hesitating as much and really being aggressive from the three-point line and at the rim.
Darvin, two for you. How's Cam, first of all?
He's getting looked at right now. It took a real, horrific blow to the face, but he's getting looked at right now as we speak.
Secondly, you guys we've been in this room a lot. I feel like this year and been like, only 2 shots for AD in the fourth quarter or some version of that. And you guys have said we want to play through him late. Was this the best example of it? And as you guys kind of grab building pieces out of this stretch, is that another kind of lesson you can kind of add to the arsenal from tonight?
Totally. I mean, we have a variety of different ways that we can score. Our offense has been not as good as we'd like. But having said that, guys, whether it's Bron, AD, Austin, D'Lo, whoever, we're pretty good about trying to read what's going on and what's working offensively. Some nights it's going to be AD posting up, him in the half roll. Some nights it's going to be AR handling the ball, making plays, being the initiator and pick and roll. Some nights it's going to be Bron doing both of those things. So, just reading the game and seeing how it was, guys see that he had it going in terms of his spacing and him being able to duck in and present himself big in the paint. He was able to get a lot of touches, and guys were finding him. And so, and his ability, again, to get to the free throw line and knock down free throws. So it's just a matter of reading the game and see how it's going. But all of those guys they do a great job of having a feel of what's working and what we need to milk.
Darvin, continuing with the AD theme, I think dating back now about a month to the in-season tournament championship, he's averaging about 31 points, 13 rebounds. Do you feel like this is the best stretch you've seen from him since you've been coaching him, just kind of on both sides overall, especially on the offensive end?
Yeah, it's up there. I mean, the stretch he had last year, he had like an 8, 9, 10 game stretch last year. That was unbelievable. 55 points in Washington, 40 in Milwaukee. Like, that stretch was unbelievable. But yeah, you can tell his body's feeling good. He's in a good space. His energy is great. He's just doing what he needs to do. He's not, trying to force anything. It's coming. That's why it's so efficient. He's just playing the game the way it's supposed to be played, getting good hits on screens. Guys are coming, turning the corner, being aggressive, which in turn is going to allow him to roll free. And, his game, he's feeling good about his game. He's constantly working, watching film, giving us suggestions, and he's in a really good mental space, spiritual space. And, again, physically, he's at a high level right now.
Darvin, what have you guys told Cam about looking for his offense and being aggressive?
Just told him to be shot aggressive from three. Don't turn down anything. A lot of guys are closing short on him. What we call a 2-point closeout, closing, anticipating him to drive the ball, or closing out with their arms down. And I told him, if you can see the basket, you need to put the ball on the basket. And 4 for 6 tonight for him. Happy for him to see something go down. And just the way he competes defensively, it's good to see him have some balance out there, not just be dominant on one side of the ball in terms of keeping guys and taking those tough matchups on the perimeter and keeping guys, under control. But him doing that and providing us with some good, much-needed offense.
Darvin, AD had huge first quarters and fourth quarters, not as much offensive production in the second and third. What do you think was the reason for that tonight, and when is that okay and when is that not okay?
Man, if he's going to initiate and set a tone for us in the first and then finish the game in the fourth, it's great. To me, you have, I know it's 4 quarters, but you have 3 segments of a game. The way you initiate a game, the way you sustain, and then the way you finish. And if he's going to give us 2/3 of that right now, we got enough talent and enough guys to put pressure on the opposing team in those second and third quarters. Usually those quarters are where you get different people from within the rotation into the game, allowing them to put their fingerprints on the game. But just him, the way he sets the tone, he's been setting the tone, and the way he's been finishing in the fourth is really at a high level.
There was a stretch of the season where Christian was either not in the rotation or just in and out of the rotation. I think since the end of December, he's produced for you guys pretty well since getting back to the backup 5. Just how important is that response from him, getting back into the lineup or into the rotation, doing what he's done for you guys?
It's huge, man. I know there's been a lot of noise about rotations and minutes. But at the end of the day, my man is settled into that backup 5 role. And, you have a team full of good players that all want to get out there and compete. And it's only so many. It's only 240 minutes in a game. So, unfortunately, somebody's going to get left out that can really play, and that has helped us. But at the end of the day, you have to tighten things up and have him settle into a consistent role, which he has at the backup 5. And, now he's settled down. He's becoming more and more comfortable with his teammates. He's understanding the guys that he's out on the floor with and the rhythm in which they play with. And he's finding his spots, and he's keeping it simple. He's making quick decisions, keeping it simple, and doing the little things. Just him rebounding, setting good screens, rolling, shooting it when he's open, not hesitating. They close out on him, he's driving downhill. He's not trying to play around with the ball anymore. So he's tightened up his game, and we've tightened up our rotation a little bit, here recently. And, he's benefiting from it. He's a hell of a player, and I look forward to him doing it more.
Thanks, Coach. I can ask a quick follow-up. Is that understanding of his teammates the biggest difference you've seen from him the past couple of weeks versus the early season, outside the shot making, of course?
Totally. Teammates start understanding where your hot spots are, and whether you like to go back door as opposed to come over the top when it's a dribble handoff. when you screen and roll, sometimes there's certain hand you like the ball thrown to a certain area. And so all of that matters. Those are the little nuances of the game that allows you to be in a good rhythm as a five-man unit. Thank you.